Tonight on The Inspectors, potentially dangerous parking outside North Shore schools.
Hello, sir. Is there any reason why you parked on broken yellow lines?
How's the cook washing his hands in this restaurant?
Look what you're blocking over here.
Oh, really?
That's your hand basin.
Yeah.
And in Dunedin, an open invitation for rats.
That hole goes straight into your chiller where you keep all your nice cooked meat.
In Dunedin, Environmental Health Officers Wayne Boss and Amber Marie Marsh are heading out for a surprise health inspection at a butcher. Meat processing is an area where health inspectors have to be especially vigilant. Bacteria and other organisms found on and in raw meat can easily spread and grow if not handled correctly.
Jeff, I'm Wayne.
G'day Wayne, how are you?
I'm the Senior Environmental Health Officer.
He's my boss.
And obviously you've met Amber.
This operator currently carries a good grade B, but is determined to improve to an excellent A grade, which won't be easy.
The major risk here is the cross-contamination risks between the cooked things that he produces here, such as the hams, the salamis, etc., and the raw meat product.
Cross-contamination is the transfer of harmful bacteria from one food to another. If the juices from the raw product contaminated a cooked product, which is ready to eat, then people could become dangerously ill. Wayne and Amber begin their inspection by looking at the building structure.
It's just an old premises with poor shell, really, isn't it? Even the old dampness too. You start seeing mould and stuff like that soon enough. Well, that's the only ventilation over there.
Operating a food business in such an old building means it will be a real challenge for the manager to earn his desired A grade.
You see all the insects in the light
I know.
cover as well.
Yeah, insects in the covers.
And the processing equipment is in a similar state.
A lot of the appliances too, Wayne, you know, it's all part of the deal, but,
Yeah.
you know,
Rusty
just old and rusty. This is what the mince is being mixed in.
What he can do with these is that he can treat them with a suitable metallic paint, and he can just wire brush this and do it up there. They're very expensive pieces of kit, and he can just make them good. So they just need a bit of love. That's what they need.
The machinery may be a quick fix, but the building structure is a more serious problem.
Hey, you've got a thing here too. It's broken.
I think that's the external door as well, you see.
Yeah, straight to the that's the delivery door.
Yes, although it's got a curtain on which is kind of anti-pests for birds and that's not a lot of good for rodents.
Wayne's concerned about the easy access for nasty, disease-ridden rodents, and it doesn't end there.
Structurally, we've got the edging strips coming off, and we've got the hole in the ceiling as well up there.
The worn-out building is not rodent-tight, and where food's concerned, that's a big worry.
As you can see what I'm concerned about there, Jeff. There's a blooming great hole under the door.
Yeah, absolutely.
The door frame's rotted,
Yep.
and that. But even more worryingly, that hole goes straight into your chiller where you keep all your nice cooked meat. So if we did have a furry friend, there's not much to deter him wandering in there, and having a nice ham dinner for the night.
With a potential rat pathway going straight into the cooked meat chiller, suddenly a downgrade is looking way more likely than the desired upgrade. At Rodney District Council, environmental infringement officers Sue Howard and Michelle Matthews are on the lookout for dangerous parking outside schools.
We're finding it's actually worse of a problem than we probably thought it was.
Yeah.
I mean, we're catching 30-odd vehicles every day.
It's 3 o'clock, the end of the school day, and all hell is about to break loose.
I know there's one on a bus stop.
On the bus stop. Oh, we're going to have the double parking in the bus stop. There you go.
See, now this is what happened, and it's all congested.
Legal parking spaces close to the school gates are at a premium, so parents are parking wherever and however they can. But it's endangering the lives of not just the school children, but local residents and other drivers as well.
See, look, two kids, she's over the driveway.
Get it?
BLF something.
Sue and Michelle's job is to make the roads outside schools safer. They can issue infringement notices to anyone double parking near pedestrian crossings, across driveways or on yellow lines.
Hey, is there a reason why you've stopped on broken yellow lines?
I don't know if I have.
Yeah, you have actually. Half the car is on broken yellow lines.
How much broken line am I on?
Half your car.
There's one in your bus stop. What's that one, Michelle?
It may seem like Sue and Michelle are being overly particular, but the roads outside schools are a major hazard area. In the previous year alone, there were 498 accidents causing minor injuries outside schools, 79 accidents causing serious injuries, and a staggering 6 fatalities, all happening in school collection hours.
Hello, sir. Is there any reason why you parked on broken yellow lines?
Sorry?
You know you're actually on broken yellow lines and you have been here for quite a while.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't aware. I just popped along.
Okay, well, it is a quite dangerous position. We're actually doing school patrols at the moment.
Okay.
And also it's a $60 fine.
Hopefully, a $60 fine will deter the man from parking dangerously again. But as things quieten down at the primary school, around the corner at the secondary school, the mayhem is just beginning. Back with Inspectors Sue and Michelle from the Rodney District Council. They're on the lookout for dangerous parking outside schools. This is an area where drivers should be more careful, but basic rules are ignored because people picking up kids are in too much of a hurry.
Broken yellow lines. This one, I don't know why they do this. And there's one in front, you want to grab that one? Yeah. Oh, on the footpath now. On a broken yellow line and over a footpath. Double whammy, that one, guys.
On footpath.
At the secondary school, new signs clearly prohibit parking in certain areas, but they don't seem to be having much effect.
Hi there. Excuse me, do you realise that you're parking in an area that is prohibited now? $40 ticket.
Okay.
So, letting you know.
Are you going to issue me a ticket or do I?
I'm not going to issue you a ticket if you leave right now.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. See ya.
The lady is escaping with a warning, but it's only because the signage is new. But a speeding courier van shows how easily and suddenly an accident can occur in a congested area like this.
This vehicle was actually reversing into the car space, and the courier driver was going too fast, speeding down the road, and didn't obviously see her, and nearly caused an accident.
This near miss serves as a timely reminder about the need for safety outside schools.
He was doing at least 60.
Yep, there's your favourite courier driver.
Recent regulations have imposed 40km/h speed limits outside schools, but Sue and Michelle are still seeing too many people driving fast in those areas.
All due care on the road, of course.
Their jurisdiction is policing the parking, and that means dealing with drivers who aren't happy with receiving a fine.
People get angry, but if you don't buy into it, then it's just hot air, and you can walk away.
If I'd have got one and it was on the wiper blade, I'd have gone, well, okay, fine, hands up, fair enough, you got me. But I had two, one the day after the other. I was not happy because they came in the post. I was like, oh, that's not fair.
But now you park somewhere else.
Yeah, more the way down there.
We can see you standing here. You probably parked around the corner.
No, I parked in bloody Albany.
This driver is taking it better than most, and it sounds like he's now parking safely around the corner, which means Sue and Michelle's work is having a positive effect. School's out for now, so Sue and Michelle head back to base to issue the day's infringements.
Unfortunately, we do get the same people quite a few times.
Some people are slow learners.
That are parking on the yellow lines and in bus stops and things. And basically they're causing a danger for other vehicles, especially around the time that the people are picking up their children.
This afternoon alone, Sue and Michelle issued 30 tickets at a cost of more than $1,500. Hopefully this will be a deterrent for dangerous parking outside schools in the future. Meanwhile, on Auckland's North Shore, Environmental Health Officer Fiona Eames is heading out from the council for a surprise afternoon inspection. Worrying statistics from major councils across New Zealand show that Asian restaurants are overrepresented in the low food safety grades. Today's Korean restaurant has a record of problems with food safety practices.
The history of this place has been that they've been so inconsistent. They've been really, really dirty, then they get a downgrading, then they perform spectacularly and just have the place immaculate. They get their A rating, but it's happened probably more than twice now.
It's not unusual for operators to improve their habits for the grading process and then revert back to unsafe practices that put diners at risk.
So the last inspection was a couple of months ago, and I just want to see how everything's going.
That last inspection turned out an excellent grade A, so Fiona should be met with nothing short of perfection.
Hi, Fiona again from North Shore City Council.
But no sooner has she arrived and Fiona uncovers problems.
The lunchtime was gone.
Yeah,
Was very busy.
lunchtime was busy, yes.
The operator had no idea Fiona was planning a visit today. He's recently finished a lunch service and the place is still messy, so it's a good opportunity for Fiona to assess his food safety practices.
Is this your rice cooker? A bit of cleaning to address all that. Because your hands are going straight on that and your hands have to be cleaned.
Speaking of hand washing, how does this operator wash his hands with the fridge in the way?
This is for me. This is for my drinking when
When you're hot?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anywhere else you can keep that fridge?
Me?
Yeah, if you can put it somewhere else.
No.
Because look what you're blocking over here.
Oh, really?
That's your hand basin.
Yeah, first time I did that one is on here.
Right.
But if you just tell me, just change the one.
Yeah.
I'll do that, yeah.
Hand hygiene is critical for food safety because it is impossible to have safe food without having clean hands. Proper hand washing may eliminate up to half the cases of foodborne illnesses.
You've also got all this food around there. Yeah. Throw all that away. Where's the rubbish bin? Is this it? Yeah.
Okay, I just time to
Time to clean up?
after lunchtime, you know.
Yeah.
The operator may be using the lunch rush as an excuse for the mess, but Fiona isn't buying it. Back in Dunedin, Wayne and Amber Marie are inspecting a butchery. The state of the building has got them worried.
That hole goes straight into your chiller where you keep all your nice cooked meat. So if we did have a furry friend, there's not much to deter him wandering in there and having a nice ham dinner for the night.
Wayne's concerned that the building is not rodent tight.
To just tell me pest control in the premises, what
we use,
what you have?
We use, I'll show you.
I've seen boxes,
Yeah.
but do you have a contract?
I do.
Oh, great. And how often they visit? This was 27th of May.
Yes, which was just a
Quite
couple
recently.
of days ago.
8 base stations, all checked. And that's it.
Yep, and that's all he's had to write because he just reports to me at the end of it and he said there's been no activity. We've never had any evidence of them being in the interior of the building.
Just
Okay.
We do get activity outside.
It sounds like the operator is doing all the right things to prevent rodents from getting into the building. Pest control is always better used as a preventative measure than a cure. So Wayne's next concern is minimising the risk of cross-contamination between raw and cooked products.
The layout of your premises being this nice U shape.
Yes.
And we'd be really, really enthusiastic if all cooked production took place kind of one side and raw meat the other.
Currently, both cooked and raw meats are stored together. Also, the preparation areas for cooked and raw meats aren't separate. And because they're shared areas, there's a greater chance of cross-contamination.
Stuff that's minced in here, and this worries me as well, because you've got mincing machines which are specifically used for mincing raw meat.
Yes.
But this is the room we produce a cooked meat in.
Yeah.
So two uses.
And the best thing that butchers can always do is just to try and look for complete physical separation.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
This storage and processing of cooked and raw meat is all mixed together, but the ideal situation would be to separate the two, making for a much safer process and eliminating any concern over dangerous cross-contamination.
I guess for us to achieve that,
Just shuffle your equipment around, that's all you got to do.
We really only have to move it.
Move that, exactly.
I know, yeah, that's all that's needed for coming in here in the first place, isn't it?
Another easy fix, but out in the shop, will things be as simple? On Auckland's North Shore, Environmental Health Officer Fiona Eames is busy assessing all aspects of food safety at a Korean restaurant that's currently holding an A-grade standard.
What's this one? That's raw meat.
Just like the butchery in Dunedin, raw meat stored alongside cooked meat could lead to potentially dangerous cross-contamination.
And is that raw meat as well? Okay. It's raw meat. Okay. Okay. Yeah, designate an area specifically for raw meat.
Containers or not, Fiona wants to see cooked and raw food stored separately to avoid juices from uncooked meats dripping onto ready-to-eat food. But now her inspection moves on to a grimier area.
Let's check your grease trap. The grease trap is the place where cockroaches will love to hang out as well. So you've got a newspaper here to cover all the grease and stuff. I would say give that a good clean again, because all this little stuff might seem little dirt, but it's actually big dirt that can attract pests and rodents and stuff.
Given the operator earned an A grade only 2 months ago, pests shouldn't be a problem here. That's assuming he's kept up his pest control contract.
Have you had the pest control company in?
Yeah, I just let you know I'm the last December.
Last December they came in?
Yeah, you told me, and I just said, show you the receipt, invoice.
Yes.
I show you last December.
And when are they expected to come in again?
This is your first time, just after last December.
Yeah, are they going to come in again?
No, you checked the last time.
Okay. Well, call them again to do another round. Okay.
Pest control, like all safe food practices, must be maintained. Enough problems have emerged on this visit to suggest Fiona was right to be concerned about whether the operator could maintain the A-grade rating. It's just a question of how much she downgrades him.
Okay, so you've gone down to a B, which isn't too bad. You've had worse, haven't you? Yeah, so just get out that scrubbing brush again, do the cleaning, and keep that hand basin clear. Hand hygiene is really, really important. And how you store your meats is also the other issue as well.
For now, the operator will have to be satisfied with a good grade B, which is a fair reflection of how Fiona found his kitchen today. And he will have to improve on his food safety practices if he is to regain his excellent A grade. Back in Dunedin with Wayne and Amber Marie at a butcher that processes both raw and cooked meats.
The major risk here is the cross-contamination risks between the cooked things that he produces here, such as the hams, the salamis, etc., and the raw meat product.
There was a major concern over the potential for cross-contamination with the cooked and raw production processes.
And the best thing that butchers can always do is just to try and look for complete physical separation. You know what I mean?
Wayne and Amber's inspection has moved out to the shop floor, where they're hoping to see a better separation between cooked and raw product. But first, Wayne has to get past one worker's dodgy hand-washing practices.
So what you can see there is hand washing using water only. Which is not very effective at all. Hi, Mike. I just wanted to have a quick chat with you. I'm Wayne. I'm the Environmental Health Officer. What I noticed, when you're washing your hands, you're just using water only. And that ain't a lot of good. That's what this is for. It's a sanitizer. You need to put some of that soap on your hands and wash it, and the water before you dry them. And so it needs to be a bit more of a thorough job, that, using this stuff.
Righto then.
All right.
Yeah, I just usually use hot water.
You need this as well. All right. Particularly if you're serving something cooked, like a cooked meat, and then a raw meat for the customer.
The second shop assistant also didn't use the soap until Wayne pointed it out. Clearly, hand washing has to be improved in this place.
So on the main display, I mean, that is really poor.
Is it? We're talking ham?
No, that's a bacon that's going to be cooked, but that isn't.
And there's a problem in the display cabinet as well, where the raw and cooked meat are side by side.
What we usually require is a divide.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
They sort of know, they should be...
Which is
that's
really a
non-negotiable.
basic, yeah. When we've got a butchery area, what we should be looking at is complete physical separation between cooked and raw product, because obviously the cooked is ready to eat.
The same problem seen out the back is evident in the sales area.
But what we can see here, we've got cooked meats, hams and that, and it's right next to the raw. There's a real serious risk with that of bacterial contamination passing from the raw meat onto the cooked, which people don't cook again, so it's not safe.
So how is the inspection stacked up for an operator eager to improve on his B grade?
So what we're talking about is a divide, completely separate all the cooked meat there and then the raw meat there, and then that's fine, it's a good chiller. Because obviously there's a lot of structural things, but what we're really concerned is the food safety side of things.
Yeah,
and I think there's not a lot of tweaking to be done on that, right? And we could get that up, so we can get the whole lot up to that A standard, which is what we want.
So no upgrade today for this operator, who will have to be happy retaining his good B grade for now. But if he separates his cooked and raw meat work lines and fixes the minor structural problems, he could easily attain that elusive A grade.